With Elista, for Elista, and by Elista.
To help clients which are struggling to find candidates. Especially for this UAE market, the hiring the right talent and retaining the right talent is very important, and it's very crucial because there's so much of high cost associated with each hire.
What else do you think you bring on board or Elista brings on board to smoothen up their journey of working in the UAE?
The process that we follow in Elista is our USP. So when we reach out to candidates, sometimes the candidates just want to take up a job just to stay in the country.
Right.
That's the biggest reason. Also, the attractive point that they feel that if they get the visa, they will be able to stay in the company. They don't think before taking any role if that role is suitable for me, if that company is going to be the career path that I look for. So what we do is we don't speed up the hiring process. I don't believe in speeding up the hiring process. It's a process which really has to be done step by step. So we make sure that we speak to candidates very well. We have to have that clarity. What role is it?
Right.
What business it is, and what function, which department, where the reporting is going to be, who all are going to report to that person. That whole lot of clarity we give them, and we give them time to think about it.
Hello and welcome to Upodd, another sizzling episode of the podcast, A Cup Full of Passion. And today in this season, we are going to meet bosses. Bosses who are determined, passionate, and so focused to drive a journey of their own. They want the gear in their hand, the keys always ready to take their drive far ahead to the goal that is their pure mission. And on today's episode, I have with me a wonderful, beautiful friend, a guest who is very dear to us, and so is her purpose. She is the dynamic force behind Elista Consultancy Services and the founder of this wonderful company that is transforming how businesses recruit and retain talent. She builds the business in India and UAE. Sukhada, who's going to share her wonderful story of the journey with Elista, for Elista, and by Elista. Hi, Sukhada. Welcome to Upod.
Thank you so much, Ranjana.
It's lovely to have you, and I'm so excited because I know that you have wonderful stories that you have built on your journey in this your state of entrepreneurship, and it would be lovely to share it with our viewers who always look for inspiring leaders and leaders who have stories of success and failure, and they want to motivate others with their magic moments. So thank you for spilling your magic moments on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to the show.
Great. So we'll start with your journey and about yourself, Sukhada. How's it been? How did you start sowing the seeds of Elista? What really inspired you to be your own boss?
So when I came first in UAE, that was 2012, and that time I'm sure the audience can relate. The UAE market was absolutely different. It wasn't the same way today is. So the area where I was living, I could hardly find any person from India. I could find different nationalities, different culture oriented people, and it was so difficult for me to gel into this culture and find this place as my own.
Right.
It was that difficult, and I remember I was regretting, why did I leave my country and why did I shift. But going back ahead to about 5 years ago, when I started finding something for my own, which was getting a job and getting into working with recruitment company. So that was the whole of a shift, because I was working in India. I'm an MBA graduate HR. I was working in India. I left everything and I relocated. But when I got that first opportunity to start working in UAE, I could see the work shift and my mind shift absolutely, because in India, the recruitment was absolutely different. And in UAE, being the visa cost and everything was involved, the recruitment
Right.
was absolutely different.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that shift in myself, and that gave me the boost to get have that confidence to deal with different nationalities, have that confidence to speak to them at that level, and have a different perspective of HR altogether.
Mm-hmm. Great. So definitely, like you said, the market was very different, and that somewhere was your inspiration to, bring Elista into picture and probably help people like you who were feeling lost or, needed the right, you would say, company or mentor to help them find the job of their choice or to get the right talent in the company, which is always a big challenge. So, having said that, what were the key differences? Like you said, of course, the laws are one thing, but generally, when you compare your experience from India and you're from Mumbai, if I'm right, yeah?
Yes.
So, your experience from India, from Mumbai and Dubai, what were the stark differences that you felt in the job markets or in the way the recruitment was happening?
So earlier to I started Elista. I was working for a company which was into government transactions.
Okay.
So I was taking care of their HR and the recruitment part, sole and single-handedly.
Mm-hmm.
There was no database they had. They were not reliant on any outsourcing agency. The pure recruitment was done by me. I was the sole person,
Mm-hmm.
and I within a year I ended up hiring about 120 candidates, and I'm getting them onboarded as employee.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the confidence to start my own Elista as a
Right.
company to help clients which are struggling to find candidates.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for this UAE market, the hiring the right talent and retaining the right talent is very important, and it's very crucial because there's so much of high cost associated with
Hmm.
each hire, and when you lose them, the notice period also they have to serve is little longer, because when
Right.
you get a new person, that the new person's visa has to be issued, that person should be legally starting working with you.
Mm-hmm.
That time shift and time gap also employers need to consider.
Right.
So having that in mind, employers really cannot afford the higher turnover ratios.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a point where I realized that small companies probably need to have that understanding, that
Sure.
they really need to hire a good talent, right talent, and retain that talent.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the whole idea and agendas to start Elista Consultancy Services.
Wonderful. I mean, with starting your journey with that clarity, that always helps because, kind of you picked up the pain points of the industry. Even though you were new in the market, I think your experience from in the HR industry from India and then understanding UA market
Yes,
gave you that pitch. It gave you the
100%.
edge,
Yes.
right? So, what do you think, like throughout your journey with the challenges that you've seen working with companies, and of course, you understand the laws, how they are, how is it possible for Elista to address these pain points for their companies, for your clients particularly? So, of course, your knowledge is definitely a key asset for them. I can see that because not every company or a new company who's starting in UAE would understand the laws here that clearly. What else do you think you bring on board or Elista brings on board for the clients to smoothen up their journey of working in the UAE?
So the process that we follow in Elista is our USP.
Mm-hmm.
So when we reach out to candidates, sometimes the candidates just want to take up a job just to stay in the country.
Right.
That's the biggest reason. Also, the attractive point that they feel that if they get the visa, they will be able to stay in the company. They don't think before taking any role if that role is suitable for me, if that company is going to be the career path that I look for. So what we do is we don't speed up the hiring process. I
Okay.
don't believe in speeding up the hiring process. It's a process which really has to be done step by step,
Mm-hmm.
where we reach out to candidates whenever we have a particular job description by any client. We start visualizing what kind of fit they are looking at.
Okay.
So we understand the client first, we study the business, what business they are in,
Mm-hmm.
and then we replicate. Unless we understand the business, we will not be able to replicate that to candidate, what are the expectations of
Right.
that business and
Right.
of that role. So we make sure that we speak to candidates very well. We have to have that clarity. What role is it?
Right.
What business it is, and what function, which department, where the reporting is going
Sure.
to be, who all are going to report to that person.
Hmm.
That whole lot of clarity we give them, and we give them time to think about it.
Okay.
We give them time to come back if they're really interested, to come back and tell us that yes, they are willing to go ahead and willing to attend the interview. So that's the process we follow. We don't rush,
Right.
because rushing makes the uncertainty very high, and we really don't want uncertainty, because there's so much of cost associated with
Right.
each and every hire.
Right.
So that's the USP that we follow, and that's the right approach. I feel every employer should follow that.
Of course, that helps. I think human resource, many people underestimate the power of the word, but these are the driving forces of any organization. They are the true assets, and companies who understand it, they love to work with firms like you, who are very clear, concise, and oriented in their approach towards bringing in the right talent. When we talk of UAE, do you feel, or with your experience, has there been an industry or maybe certain specific industries where recruitment or retainment of talent has been more challenging or trickier versus the other?
So industry as such, yes, of course, it's an IT industry, because it's fast evolving.
Right.
IT companies, they are in terms of turnover, they are little bigger than other industries. So they have the budget, they have functions every month that they release. They release the roles almost every quarter. But having said that, they also have high turnovers, because their deliverables and expectations are also on the higher side.
Okay. Yeah.
So there we see the lot of turnover, which is good for us and also not good for us, because we see our own candidates, those who we are placing, and those who are settled, they keep looking for job, because there are a lot of opportunities in the market.
Okay.
Right? They feel those opportunities are more lucrative than what they are placed right now. Right? And the company is also looking to fire the candidates, thinking that they would get another good fit. So
Right.
IT industry is seeing a lot of turnover around,
Okay.
more than others.
Okay. Does that put an ethical frame around of your working? Because like you said, even the companies whom you work with would want to fire and bring in new talent or low cost talent or work according to their productivity norms. And similarly, the employees would want to keep looking for better opportunities because of the supply. Does that put you in an ethical frame, or has there been a moment from your journey which you feel, oh, I would not want to land in that ever again?
Yeah, so we follow that. So whenever we place the candidate, we just don't stop there. We are always in touch with the client, also with the candidates, because we believe that we have responsibility towards both ends. It's
Right.
not just client that who pay us, but also to the candidate, because it's about their entire life, right? That
Right.
they are in. So we be in touch with them. Even if we place them, we speak to them, we create that bond with them, that they come, both the parties, they come and tell us what are the challenges, if they are feeling about candidate, or if the candidate is facing any issues in the client. Most of the cases, really this has happened, that most of the cases we give feedback to each other.
Okay.
And that helps. So some companies take those feedbacks so positively.
Okay.
And they make certain changes, they make certain shifts, they do kind of adjustments, also think of compromising for retaining good talent. They understand. So I absolutely believe that human touch is at the end is more important when it comes to retaining a person. So
Right.
more than skills and money oriented, it's a human touch and the relationships that they build over the period of time.
Right. Amazing. Of course. And that's how it should be. I mean, remembering my days of management studies, which was the only time I learned about HR, I remember being spoken by my lecturers, and later on, during of course initial working years, about Maslow's hierarchy, right?
Yeah,
So do you
yes.
really get candidates who come who are on that fifth level, And for them there are maybe some other attributes or benefits that they are looking in a job. In
Yes.
nowadays it could be a work from home is important for me, flexibility is important for me, or I need travel or don't need travel. So do you get those demands from the candidates also, that you try to work with the company in case they are a right fit and a great fit to the organization?
Yes, so COVID has opened all these perspectives,
Right.
when UAE law was also reinforced again in 2022, there were major changes that had incorporated, considering the flexible working hours,
Mm-hmm.
part-time working hours, freelancing was properly made as a legally bound employees, those can work with that client, right? So
Right.
those shifts are happening, and it is acceptable to most at more extent nowadays. So there are a lot of demands also coming from the
Hmm.
other side, because yes, most of the candidates, if they are saying that they are looking for work from home, they stick to it. They
Mm-hmm.
really are not flexible about it, because they understand there are going to be a lot more companies approaching to them,
Yeah.
and they don't want to compromise on certain criteria.
Right.
So that shift we also see when we approached
Hmm.
candidates.
Hmm. So again, you rightly mentioned post-COVID, there have been a lot of changes, right? Globally, not just in the UAE. And we have seen these forms of recruitment, like you said, having a hybrid model or a flexi timing. All of these things come into picture, and people being very open about their demands. I mean, today's generation is
Yeah,
very different from when we started.
absolutely.
We didn't have a chance to say, "Can I go home?" I remember.
Yeah.
But today, I think it's they're very clear of what they want, and
Yes.
they want to maintain that balance of life, and the corporates are understanding that. So, is UAE embracing those practices which globally the world has adopted? The HR world or the corporate world has adopted. Do you think with the kind of laws that we have, you know, we are embracing it, or there is still some resistance towards these benefits and policies?
So yes, as I mentioned, UAE has incorporated these flexible working hours, remote working. They have incorporated and make it legal. So if
Okay.
person is working part time, that person still has to have a work permit from that
Mm-hmm.
company, right? That
Right.
means that person is legally bound and working with that company.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot of that shift itself shows that UAE is opening, is willing to have that culture get into this region. Having said that, we also come across a lot of clients, those who are demanding that they want to meet candidate face to face.
Hmm.
So in that way, there is no possibility that we can offer them any work from home candidates, right? So even
Okay.
if they are meeting at the par with the skills that they need,
Mm-hmm.
we can't help them, because they want person to be here,
Mm-hmm.
they want to meet the person. And in some cases they also ask for UAE experienced candidates. So
Right. Yeah.
in this scenario, the work from home absolutely vanishes, right?
Right.
So anyone's resides outside UAE doesn't come into picture.
Hmm.
So those candidates, those are locally available,
Mm-hmm.
those are prioritized over others. So
Okay.
having said that, it is all legally applicable these days to work from home, part
Mm-hmm.
time and flexible working. But that shift is yet to come.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not it hasn't fully been accepted, but that shift is getting in, but it will take time.
Okay. Yeah. And I think, you likely mentioned that it's again a supply demand game. So you said that currently companies prefer if the employee is in the UAE, because it's also a costing point of view. And for them, assessing the talent is easy,
Yes.
when someone is here. And I remember a few years back, you would see every few months someone from your family, friends in India would contact you and say, "Hey, I've got an opportunity in Dubai." And they would
Yeah.
discuss the merits and the non-merits and take
Yes.
a call and come. And you would, and not just India, I mean, across the world, we saw that people were getting opportunities to work in the UAE. Do you think this has reduced, if we talk in the last 5 years, and there is less talent, or maybe I would say only specialized talent that is coming in from abroad to fill in the job spaces because companies are preferring locally available talent?
Yes, absolutely. So I have seen that change quite big time because I am in this industry for over 10 years, and I've
Mm-hmm.
seen how easy and how it was acceptable to hire candidates from outside and get them inside, right? So nowadays there are a lot of candidates available, locally available talents is so much that as I mentioned, clients want to meet those candidates even if
Right.
they are taking first round, second round online. They really want to see them face to face
Mm.
and then make a decision. Again, going back to our base where we started, because a lot of cost is associated,
Yeah.
they don't want to take risk. They
Right.
want to see the candidate and take the decisions. So yes, overseas hiring has quite reduced,
Mm-hmm.
but it exists for unique talents and unique skills. So there
Okay.
are some skills, especially in IT software, where
Mm-hmm.
those skills and those technologies we don't find it in that number, where client open up that opportunity to outsiders also.
Okay.
So in that case, we interview and make those arrangements, but it has reduced quite much. Yes.
Okay. Great. And you do have a team in India. So we'd love to touch upon that point of how did you go about choosing the right team? Because you are the team maker for many companies. So when it comes to having the right team for you, so that you can work and follow all the core values and the policies and everything that Elista is known for, and make sure that your clients are met with consistency of what you commit to them. So how is it challenging retaining the right talent in your own team?
Yeah, so I, though my clients, when I go and meet them, I make, uh, they speak to us about their requirements, right?
Hmm.
So we make that visual model in our mind, what
Okay.
kind of person they are looking at,
Hmm.
right? Because we ask them each and every single detail. We don't want to miss out on. We want to understand their expectation fully. So we make that frame in our mind itself so that we can work accordingly, right? We can find that perfect fit. But I am not a believer of a perfect
Okay.
model candidate that you find. It's not
Right.
a mold,
Right.
you
Right.
really
Yes.
you really need to understand and have that connection when you speak to a person,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I believe, and I have a team where I hire a person and I train them, I empower them, I give them all the delegation authorities, I give them all the decision making that stays with them. So
Right.
I'm an absolute believer that you should hire a person not just based on the experience, not just based on the industry experience, but should also consider how they are grounded,
Mm-hmm.
how they are groomable, how you can empower them
Mm-hmm.
so that they can stay with you. When they find value with you,
Mm-hmm.
they stay with you. They see how their careers are progressing, they stay with you. So I am
Yeah.
an absolute believer of that you rather hire a fresher and train the person instead of getting an experienced and higher expected candidate
Yeah.
who come with a lot of expectation and end up being not happy with the company.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
So I absolutely believe that you hire fresh and retain them more.
Yeah, amazing. And I think that's the approach. And I trust, I'm not really sure, maybe you're the right person again to comment on it, that, companies who want people to go a long way, because they say that people don't leave company, they leave the bosses or they leave the people, right, whom they
Yes.
work with. So the right culture really matters. And it starts from the beginning, like you said, making sure you're hiring someone with the right will, which is more important than the
Yes.
right skill,
Yes.
because it might be difficult to build upon a groomer, somebody to do, or to build his attitude to do it, whereas skill, as you said, you can empower them, train them, and build. Do you think companies are open to this model? Because again, coming back, that in UAE everything becomes somewhere cost centric till the time the employee is able to get on a productive phase and prove himself or herself.
Right.
So do you think companies are more in a rush to make sure that, no, let's not, we want the person who's exactly the right fit in the UAE with check, 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 check,
Yes.
these experiences, does it become tricky for you to tell them that how to choose? Like, how do you explain them that, I mean, your philosophy is amazing. Do they catch up to your philosophy and tune into that and believe that, okay, let's go this way? Or you find that, no, it's still a game where they want to go by the books and check mark?
Yeah, so it all depends at what level the companies are standing.
Okay.
If companies are quite fresh, they are just startups, then it's for them also, it's very, very difficult to attract an highly experienced person.
Right.
Right. So if we get such, expectations from client, those who are just started and just team of 2 employees, and they are looking for person with 10 years of experience in the similar industry, right? Because of course they want sales to be driven, so sales to be attracted in the company.
Right.
But that mindset of a newly joined person, that he or she might also accept the offer, just probably to stay in the country, but possibly end up being unhappy with the organization, right?
Yeah.
Because that person has got that 10 years of having that culture at another level. So
Right.
expectations are also too high from the candidate's perspective. So it absolutely depends what stage the company is.
Yeah.
Where do they stand?
Okay.
If the company is about 20 plus years, they of course deserve an experienced person. They deserve a highly experienced person, and there they have budgets, they have bandwidth, they have they can also take those risks at their level. So it all depends absolutely where companies stand at what turnover they stand, and
Yeah.
what financial records they have.
Okay. Yeah, of course, the size and the scale of the company
Yes.
and their experience in the market. But let's talk of small and mid-sized companies, maybe, because there they would not probably have their own HR department to cater to each and every area of managing the talent. Now, again, there would be these SMEs which are open to work with a consultancy service company like yours, and companies who feel that it's okay, we could probably just go with the stride. What is the benefit that SMEs gain by working with an experienced HR consultancy services like Elista?
Okay, so we are into recruitment and HR consulting services both.
Right.
So, being in this industry and with this company, I have realized small to medium sized companies, they don't have their own HR because they feel it's a cost center, right? HR is always considered as a cost center, unfortunately. But because of this, they don't have their own HR. They're probably an admin person or a person sitting at the reception end up handling the HR task, day in day out HR task. So which is not good for those companies. Having done this, they don't understand the legal, the UAE labor law definitions are. They don't understand the UAE laws that exist in the region, right? Because they don't have that kind of background. They don't know how HR works, right? So I know client where they don't know that they have to issue work permit to employees.
Okay.
Right? That's the first initial step. They once they think that they just issue the offer letter, get the person on board, that person starts working, and they pay the salary by bank transfer. But it is not how it works, right? So they literally had to, when they were asking how salaries to be made, how WPS work, what is visa, how to issue visa, everything goes backwards. They really first have to understand issuing just offer letter is not enough. They also have to get into the apply to the work permit. For the work permit, they have to get a proper employment contract signed, uploaded in the system, get that person legally working with you, paying the salary through WPS, and that's the whole of a legal side of HR. Some companies don't understand because they don't have a properly professional HR person working with them, right? So this is the understanding which we provide. We help companies hire right talent and help that person to be working with that company legally and
Yeah.
retain that person over the period of time.
Mm.
So yes, the companies which are small to medium size, they don't have their own HR, but it is of course advisable to take
Yeah.
a help of an agency who is eligible to take care of their HR functions.
Of course. I think that makes great sense because being an entrepreneur myself, I see that, whenever somebody is hired, when they join an organization, they get a training.
Yeah.
They go for their training to know your rights. But as an employer, there are a lot of things that you don't know. Like you said,
Yes.
work permit could be one of the
Yes.
things. Or it could be that, okay, are there any laws which are safeguarding my interests also in the process?
Yes.
Because there could be employees who are not probably fair to the terms that have been laid to them.
Yes.
And we don't know how to act in that point. Is it okay to fire? Is it okay to maybe work on certain different models which makes it easy for you? So there are a lot of questions, and ultimately you don't know where to go because you don't
Correct.
have a formal training
Correct.
before being an entrepreneur or an employer. And I think there you come in as a mentor and a right fit, because understanding the legal system in a
Yes.
place that's alien, new,
Yeah.
or completely
If they
different.
make mistakes, there are huge fines they
Fines,
attract,
yeah,
right? So it's
exactly.
absolutely very critical for them
Yeah.
to have that understanding.
Exactly. Okay, perfect. So we talk about the candidate side also, and like you said, there are a lot of UAE is now a young market. We have a lot of youngsters. We have kids who
Yes.
were born here
Yes.
25 years back, 30 years back,
Yes.
now moving into the corporate world and looking for jobs and looking for right organizations where their skills and their demands can be met.
Yes.
So do you come across such candidates, and you feel that for them also it's better to work through organizations than to just rely on LinkedIn and maybe their technology platforms to send in their CV? Just keep shooting the CVs, a chat GPT version done.
Yeah.
And is it better to work with organizations like you and get the right start for their career?
Yeah, it depends what their academics are, because there are companies those who want to hire such freshers. Again,
Right.
those who believe on hiring fresh and grooming and retaining those employees for a longer period of time. But all depends on their academics and their interest as well.
Mm-hmm.
So my best advice, of course, for them to learn and gain experience is to start from scratch. Start from company which will give you ground hands-on experience rather than just looking things from top. You don't understand what is happening down the line, right? So for that understanding, it is of course advisable to start working with a smaller level company which eventually help you have those roots deep
Yeah.
within you, and on the culture side, also on the work level side as well, both the levels. So I absolutely advise them to explore these options, because there are a lot of startups those who are looking to have embrace those freshers also. They are also open. So candidate equally should be open to work for startups and medium sized companies
Yeah.
to have that understanding and that level of experience.
Okay, perfect. And for a candidate, what level of support can they expect when they work with someone like Elista? So, is it that if they are unsure, and of course it's usually the first start, we all are unsure at the first step. What support, what kind of guidance, what kind of mentorship in terms of services can they expect from Elista?
So we, as I mentioned earlier, we just don't take care of our clients just
Yeah.
because they pay us. We also take care of our candidates because that's what our work ethic is aligned to, right? So when we speak to candidates, we really have to give them what company is, right? So when once it has happened that I know the management, I knew the company, and I spoke to the candidate that I could explain what kind of management they have, what kind of culture they have, and for that person to also have comfortable interview going smooth.
Okay, so Sukhada, what's the boss at home like? We know and we've heard how the boss is so very clear And, she's so very sorted in her approach of having the right team for her, for her companies, for her clients, as well as for herself. But what is Sukhada back at home with the family? Tell us something about yourself, your daily routine, and how do you manage being bosses at two different places? Is it tricky?
Yeah, it is absolutely tricky to have those times bound throughout the day. Uh, I have a son, so
Mm-hmm.
who is 8 year old,
Mm-hmm.
and he has his own schedule that I
Yeah.
have to follow, right? So I have to wake him up on time. I have to make my own things also, which I have every day to do.
Right.
So I'm a fitness freak. I
Mm.
love my gym time. That's my me time.
Yeah.
That's like a meditation for me. I really don't take it just to be in shape, but I absolutely love that time,
Yeah.
and I enjoy exercising. So I insist everyone to have that routine. Discipline
Yeah.
is most important. I could do things for myself and do things for my family just because I am disciplined.
Yeah.
I follow the time, and I abide by that. So if I decide to do anything that at that particular time, I make sure that I reach to that place at that perfect time.
Mm.
So I don't waste any time here and there.
Right.
I believe punctual and being disciplined is very important. So I'm a mother at home. When I am at home, I absolutely give my time to my family. I spend time with my husband and my son. I really enjoy that time. But when I'm working, I'm absolutely focused in work. I make sure that I schedule my day
Yeah.
a week in advance,
Oh,
so that my I have full clarity how my week is going to be ahead.
right.
So I don't spend again another time to think how am I going to spend my day today. So
Right.
discipline and being punctual is the most important key here.
Right. And how about your son? He loves the mommy being disciplined all the time, or does he get to do some fun play tricks also with you?
Yeah, so when
Lazy times.
yes, he doesn't like that when it's his time.
Yeah.
If I'm not listening to him,
Mm-hmm.
he will keep repeating unless I respond to him. So he's very particular. When
Okay.
I'm with him, I have to be with him, and I have to sit and besides and listen to him. So
Okay.
that's his time that he expects from me,
Very
and I
fair.
respect that. Yeah, yes.
Very fair. You need to have your policies at home. And like you said, your discipline and your punctuality and making sure you abide by a routine. That's, again, the core values that you're driving at home. Well, when it comes to your husband, does he come back with his boss complaints to you? And then you feel like whether I should give him a suggestion based on my personal experience or just listen like a wife. Are you in dilemma when he comes and says, like my boss is like, I I'm not mentioning the name of the company, but I'm sure we all come back home and there are challenges, and we like to discuss with our family about, how things have been at work, or maybe dealing with a tough boss or a tough client. So, what do you do at that point?
Yeah, so we both patiently listen to each other. I really want someone to speak to end of the day, and equally he does. So we be each other's listening ear,
Yeah,
and we comment less because everyone has got it's his or her own journey,
right.
and the experience that we have on daily basis are different when we hear them and when we actually experience them, right?
Sure.
So those, we don't believe in playing in those emotions, but hearing out the person is very much important.
Lovely.
So that's what we do, and we respect each other's space fully.
Wonderful. And being a good listener is a great art to play. Well, let's talk if listening and other skills are also the future of this industry. So, what do you think with today? Everything is AI based, it is all getting automated. And I'm sure the HR industry or the hiring in particularly, where people are looking not just to hire the, any talent, but the right talent at the right time. So, they want to speed up everything. Is AI and automation currently already there in this industry, or do you think is this the future of the HR industry?
Yeah, so I would like to, whenever I hear this word AI, I think of that moment when I met a person
Mm-hmm.
who was running an AI company, right? So UAE in AI is coming big time in UAE.
Yes,
There
of
are a lot
course.
many companies is already, based on one particular tool, they are building the AI tools and they are
Mm-hmm.
looking to implement it across industries. So recruitment is not far because it's very easy to automate. It's very also easy to say that it's possible to AI being taken over by recruitment is being taken over by AI. It's
AI,
very
yeah.
easy to say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I met that person, when I met that guy, he was showing me how robots can take the interview. They
Yeah.
will do entire screening, they will take the interview, they will
Okay.
give you feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's up to you, he was upfront that it's up to you to incorporate those things in your company
Right.
and offer those services, or
Mm-hmm.
the employers incorporate and vanish you,
Yeah,
absolutely right.
yeah,
So that's
exactly.
also a possibility.
Yeah.
I really went home and I had that fear, is my company or my entire industry is being gonna get vanished,
Yeah.
but next day I called him, and I asked him, to there's one thing that recruitment as a recruiter we do,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when we do shortlisting, it is time consuming, it
Right.
can be automated, it's possible that AI takes the interview.
Yeah.
But when we send those possibly batch of 3 CVs, there's our gut feeling that works the
Of
best,
course. Yeah.
and that cannot be replaced by AI and automation, that cannot
Right.
be replaced by a robot, right?
Yeah.
It will just give you real time figures and
Mm-hmm.
you make that data driven decisions.
Yeah.
But how about your emotions and the gut feeling that we have in ourselves, right? So client come back to us, so for example, they liked all those 3 people, they come back and ask us, what is your feeling, what is
Yeah.
your feedback, who you think we should be hiring, right? Who is
Mm-hmm.
best among those, we like all those 3. So we are in a position to give them those answers because we have spoken to them,
Of
we
course. Yeah.
understand what kind of person that he is, right? uh, is that person valuing the time, is that person ready for the other open opportunities, ready
Mm-hmm.
to grow in the career, ready
Mm-hmm.
for making changes. So that is not replaceable,
Yeah.
that absolutely is not replaceable. Having said that, yes, incorporating AI, embracing the technology is very important for every industry, so for recruitment as well.
Right.
But it's absolutely not fully replaceable.
Right, of course. And like you said, it's a choice between, are you going fully AI, or are you still believing in EI, your emotional
Yes,
intelligence?
yeah,
Artificial intelligence can tell you what somebody has learned, but your emotional intelligence will tell you what he's ready to unlearn and learn. So I
correct.
think that's the
Yes,
right balance companies need to maintain. And I'm glad that, firms like you who are there as their HR partners believe in this value, and they
yes,
want to tell them that this is the right approach, maintaining a balance between tech enabled hiring and keeping the human touch.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So,
So I believe it's not possible to replace humans.
okay. Yeah.
There would be a way, there would be a situation where humans would end up managing the robots instead of the
Yes.
work directly,
Yeah.
but it's just not possible to replace
Mm.
humans.
Right.
Their gut feelings, their emotions, their EI,
Yeah.
it's not, absolutely it's not possible to replace.
Great. And I think that somewhere tells us what the value system of Elista Consultancy is, and what is the value system that you as the driving force are driving in your own organization. And it's lovely that, corporates who interact with you are getting that kind of a value set, and not just a service set, but a value set to take ahead. And I'm really happy that you're able to make a wonderful space for yourself in the UAE as well as the Indian market. Yeah, great. I think that was a lovely snapshot, but I do want to get into a little section of ours, which is called Meet the Boss. And because we have a boss today who is a boss at home and a boss of her life and the boss of Elista, so managing all those boss hats in your profile, in your personality, I'm sure there are a lot of choices that you make. So we'll do a little rapid fire here. Okay, so you won't have
Okay.
time to think too much. Yes, please, viewers, you have to keep a check on her so that she doesn't think so much. And we hope we get those prompt rapid fire answers from you.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yes.
are we ready for that? So I will ask some questions and you have to quickly pick or you have to answer depending on my question.
Okay.
Super. So that's 1, 2, 3, go. Tea or coffee?
Tea. No
Hmm.
coffee.
What is it called in Mumbai?
Cutting chai.
Cutting chai. Yes. Okay. One word that describes your work style.
Person-oriented
Mhm.
leadership.
Oh, okay. A recruiter you admire or follow.
Any recruiter who works and takes decision by heart.
Okay. Lovely. The human touch.
Yes.
Most overused buzzword in the HR industry.
I think it's culture fit.
Hmm. Do you think companies are really culture fit or it's just they're talking
So
about
they
it?
expect the candidates to be a culture fit, which is a partial myth, because it's absolutely not possible that outsider to know your culture, right? It's possible to understand and interview him or her with that level,
Yeah.
but it's a partial myth according
Yeah.
to me.
Okay. A favorite place to unwind in the UAE, except your BNI chapter meetings.
I absolutely enjoy that any time that I spend outside with my family.
Okay.
So yeah.
Lovely. One thing you would like to automate instantly if you could.
Oh, so I would like to automate the health checkups.
Oh,
So
wow.
just health triggers and health reminders that we should get.
Yeah.
I feel it should be just automated and would be uh, related with our records, past health checkups. It's
Maybe
absolutely
employees
needed.
should start doing something for
100%, yeah. There should be an automation big time in the health checkups, I feel,
yeah,
yeah.
the company policies. Okay, lovely. That's nice. That's a health freak, Sukhada. Your superpower as a consultant.
Yeah, so I would like to get back on the same point, gut feeling.
Yeah.
We work on gut feeling, and I'm proud to say that our gut feeling, works, and we work on that emotional intelligence still.
Yeah. So
Yes.
the intuitive power that you have, definitely, and that is
Yes.
needed. What's on your desk that always makes you smile?
Oh, so I have this vision board of 2025.
Oh,
So
amazing.
I have made it with a lot of pictures. So when I see those pictures, I feel that I have already achieved those, and that brings the smile on my face. I love that feeling.
Lovely. So, a boss who's happy herself and who brings vision and purpose to all she does, whether it is the desk of her office or the kitchen desk cooking for her family. She has a purpose so powerfully, so passionately driven. And that makes the story of Sukhada Kulkarni and Elista Consultancy Services even more wonderful. I'm so glad, Sukhada, we had you with us today to cover your story, and there were such great insights that you gave us about how this market operates. We only see it from a perspective of making an application and getting a job, but there
Yes.
is just so much behind it, having the right fit, having the right people, right policies, and having right mentors like you, like Elista Consultancy Services, who drive the vision for other companies so very beautifully, transparently, and like you say, value oriented. So thank you for bringing that on the show, and it was lovely to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Ranjana. Thank you for asking these questions, which are more relevant in today's world. Thank you for having me.
I'm sure that the viewers would love what they heard today and they would pick up their insights to understand the UAE recruitment and talent market better. Well, if you like to know more about Elista Consultancy Services, please check the link, the bio link below, and you will get to reach out to Sukhada for her expertise. Thank you, and thank you, Sukhada.
Thank you, Ranjana.
Bye bye.